Thing is, I've been there. The way I know I created the success is because I felt that rush and that exhilaration and that to create that, and I made it happen. But then now I feel I've been there, step 4, step 5, but now I feel I kind of lost it, or I don't know where it went, and I feel, how could I allow myself to kind of regress back into, I feel like I'm in limbo.
But you see, this state of alignment is not like a college degree where once you achieve it, it is yours forevermore.
Which is like, ugh, come on, like seriously, universe? Like, I really worked my ass off.
It either is or it isn't in the moment, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So you just feel for it and find it, and feel for it and find it, and feel for it and find it, and you wouldn't even be able to feel for it and find it if you were not in this state where you felt for it and not found it. And so this step 5 is not beating up on yourself when you're not there, when you're not feeling it.
But why did I start beating up on myself? Because I was there. How did I suddenly start beating up on myself?
Because you weren't really there. You weren't really there. You weren't really there, because you were there enough to create the accolades, you were there enough to get the degree, you were there enough for this manifestation and this one and this one. But the big prize that you're reaching for is that consistent alignment. It's empowerment. It's that steady acknowledgement of who you are. It's the chronicness of it. It's the steadiness of it that you're reaching for, you see. The thing that we want you to hear, and we're going to take a segment of refreshment in 1 minute. The thing that we want you to hear, the thing that we know you will hear, the thing that you are able to hear, the thing that you are ready to hear, is that nothing has gone wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. You have an intensity of desire for alignment more powerful than anyone, that would not be there if you were not chewing on this contrast that you're chewing on. So it's just a matter of going with the flow of the desire. Our friend said, where does desire come from? And we said, you create it through contrast. All that's happened is you've created a extra new powerful desire. You're out there creating a scenario so that you can ask us questions, because we're out here on this leading edge where we're saying to all of you that it's about the journey. And you've heard that forever. You don't even want to hear that anymore. You don't want to hear that it's about the journey. No one wants to hear it's about the journey unless you're just having a rip-roaring good time on the journey that you're on. All you got to do is just chill and stop taking score about where you are, and care about how you feel only, about how you feel only. So now, if you were there, if you cared about how you feel only, you would say to us things a little differently than you said. If you cared about how you feel only, you would say, Abraham, I'm a really good creator, and you'd leave it there. And you would say, things come relatively easily to me. You would say, I'm really good at focusing. I can feel energy move. I'm a highly emotional person. I can feel when I'm in alignment and when I'm not. I can contour my thoughts to produce stronger momentum. I can feel when momentum is increasing. I can feel when I'm moving toward the fulfillment of who I am, and when I'm sort of idling or even moving in opposition to it a little bit. I can feel this. I have become a conscious, deliberate creator. I like practicing being a conscious, deliberate creator. I appreciate my guidance system that helps me do that. I appreciate Esther and Abraham, who have given me an understanding of how this all works. I love knowing about law of attraction. I love knowing that thoughts matter a lot. I love even more knowing that emotions matter a lot, because the thought matters, the emotion matters, the thought matters, the emotion matters, and I can control the way I feel by focusing my thoughts. My relationship is between me and my inner being. It's not between me and the world. I'm not trying to conquer. I'm not trying to climb the highest mountain or be the most that anyone has ever been. What I want to do is become a vibrational match, and a consistent vibrational match to my own desires that I've given birth to. And I'm getting better and better and better at that every day. I understand that life is supposed to feel good, and sometimes it does. And when it does, I revel in that. I like it so much that life feels good, that when life doesn't feel good, I feel really extra awful, because I love it so much when life feels good. I'm an intense person. I care about the way I feel. I've been that way for as long as I can remember. My emotions have always been right out there where I could really feel them. I probably have one of the best guidance systems of anybody on the planet, and now I know what to do with it. I can tell that when I don't feel good, that's a time for me to just go to bed. It's not the time for me to call somebody. It's not the time for me to try to work it out. It's not time for me to effort. When I don't feel good, I could just go to bed, just shut it down, just stop the emotion, because thoughts matter a lot. And when I wake up and I feel better, then I'll think some more. And when I start not feeling so good, then I'm going to distract myself. I'm going to focus my thoughts in the direction of what feels good, and I'm going to pay attention to how I feel. And when it stops feeling good, I'm going to stop flowing in that direction. I have the ability to do that. I know that because I have all kinds of awards and achievement. I know how to focus. I know how to use the power of my mind. And now I'm going to ask my inner being, who also knows how to use the power of my mind, to flow ideas into my mind, to keep flowing ideas into my mind. And it is my promise to my inner being, who I now understand will keep flowing ideas into my mind, that I will do my best to get into the receptive mode. Oh, there's one. Do my best to get to the receptive. Oh, there's one. There's another one. Until I get a stream of consciousness flowing that feels better than anything in the world. That's what you're into my mind, that I will do my best to get into the receptive mode. Oh, there's one. Do my best to get to the receptive. Oh, there's one. There's another one. Until I get a stream of consciousness flowing that feels better than anything in the world. That's what you're witnessing here with Esther. She's got this stream of consciousness flowing. And there is nothing in the world that feels better than being in sync, in precise, constant, steady sync with infinite intelligence. Because wherever you look, there it is flowing. You're all capable of doing that. And Esther doesn't do it all the time. You should have seen her this afternoon.